Hey, family. Ari Squires here. I am back with another episode of Backstage with Ari. I have missed you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and giving your feedback on my dressing room. That was fun to shoot. That was super fun to shoot. My son and my husband actually helped me record that. And shout out to my editor, Karam, who killed the editing on that. But anyway, I'm back. So let's get into it. I just want to share some stuff that's going on. Okay, let's get into it.
Hurricane, sit for this
Like the fly, she's the queen of the scene, helping hungry hustlers live out their dreams. Profit and attraction, she's the CEO, turning visions into gold. Watch your business grow.
Okay, so I am back out here on my porch. I've been out here a lot ever since I got back from Virginia, and I had the absolute pleasure of doing another brand photo shoot with my client Daniela. Gabrielle, honey, let me tell you something. Some people that I have to, do creative direction for these brand shoots, a lot of them I got a coach, and not everybody just has that natural gift to just get in front of the camera and just shine. And honey, let me tell you, Daniela, let me show you a little bit of something, just a little something, little background, pre-edit, just the fun we were having and how she was killing. Let me show you real quick. Daniela killed this little photo shoot. Check it out. So listen, as you can see, I love me a good photo shoot. I love just capturing the essence of who an entrepreneur is and helping them speak to their audience. And yes, of course, it takes more than a photo shoot, but it's a part of branding. Like people, it's about image. It's about, views. It's about, and I'm going to say views, about you being seen, right? Especially in the speaker space, not necessarily being seen like, you being popular, but there is a such thing as Google. Okay. There is a such thing as Google. So as entrepreneurs, we want to be Googleable. We want to have images that we have for the articles that are being ran on us, or the appearances that we're showing up to, or even if it's just a profile picture. You know what I'm saying? And then just those lifestyle photos where people can really get a taste of your personality, because as I shared before, people are hiring and working with people now more than ever based on personality, based on what chemistry, based on energy. It's not always about credentials. Not in the speaker space. It's not always about credentials. They help. Don't get it twisted. It really does help, but it's people want people that's going to come in there and be personable. Like they really want that, because they know, especially the younger people are going to relate to that. And when I say younger, I don't mean like younger kids, like 18, 19, but just 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds, things like that. Like, and then of course, those of us that are in our 40s, 50s, and 60s, right? We love that. So anyway, it's brand photos are definitely something that you want to have. You got to have an expert, photos that again speak to your audience. Okay, so I just had to share that. Isn't the shirt cute? Your shirt is so cute. I have some cans on because I'm sitting outside now, but I had a little skirt on. Show you a little twirl I did. Where I just showed my little outfit for today. Me and honey went and just ate some Mexican food and just hung out, just hung out. But I'm sitting out here and it's a little warm, so I want to get through this. Now, all I really want to talk about currently, because there's so much going on behind the scenes that I really can't share yet. Like a lot of backstage stuff is happening, but it's not time yet for me to even bring you backstage yet. However, I can't share this. I have been waiting for someone to deliver me something for a project. And it's a very special project that's near and dear to my heart. And I was working with someone that went through something. They went through a very traumatic experience. Like, you never know what people are going through. So me, I'm always showing grace. I always show grace because the stuff that I've been through, you know what I'm saying? And the much grace that people have given me in the past, even now, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really, I wasn't hard, but I was, firm. But so I was about to give up. I said, if I don't have the stuff that I need by the end of June, then I'm just gonna have to take a hit an emotional hit, a financial hit, and a brand hit kind of too, because when you're working with somebody else and you're partnering with them, what they do affects your brand. So it would have hit my brand a little bit, had not, maybe a little bit, but not nothing to worry about, right? But still, one of the things you always have to recover from. But when I tell you, when I released it and I just said, you know what, I know it's going to happen. I'm just going to wait, be patient. I'm going to trust the process. I'm not going to force it. I released the control that I, wanted to have on us in the beginning. And I just let go. I released the chain. And as soon as I did that, the very next night, I got a text that the stuff that I needed to finish this project was on the way. Here's a video when I got it. Yeah, so when the time is right for that backstage part of my life and business, I will definitely be sharing that with you for real, because I'm talking about just evidence and proof of what releasing the chains, how powerful. Releasing the chains is just my movement of just releasing anything that's holding you hostage. It could be anything from stress, from worry, from doubt, from your peace, you moving forward, just anything that will, you know what I'm saying, take you away from where you're supposed to be, which is present in the moment, right? You're supposed to be present in the moment. And I do believe you got to be at peace as well, right? So when you hold on to stuff, you hold on to those chains, it messes up, You can't function. You can't function. So that was a Lisa Chain moment. Like I said, I'll share more. So, I rarely speak on like current events, right? Like the things that are happening in the world, right? Because there's so many things happening in the world. You have politics, you have, the pastors out here cutting up, you have, celebrity, you got the P. Diddy trial, you got funny stuff happening, on Instagram and TikTok, and there's a lot going on, right? So one thing that when I do want to speak on stuff, I want to, right? And so I just want to use this time to just share on a couple things that I just been wanting to talk about, but I just haven't had nobody talk to him about it since my husband. So thank y'all for listening. Now what I'm saying, okay, are completely and 100% my views. I'm not asking you to, agree with me or disagree with me. This is not a debate, okay? And if you agree, cool. If you disagree, we can converse too. I'm cool with that. Like, I love a good debate. I do. I love a good debate. I ain't gonna lie. An intellectual debate where people are listening and people are communicating. Like, I love that. Like, I always felt like I should have been in a debate situation. But, like, I love debating. Debating. I love debating, not arguing, okay? Not arguing. So no arguments, okay? But one thing, I don't know if you guys have saw the Nelly and Ashanti reality TV show. And it's reality because it's their life. But I could tell that it's scripted too. They're the executive producers of the show, so they have the last say on what gets out. They kind of can script it a little bit to do and promote and sell and share whatever story they want to share. They're the executive producers, so they have control. So one of the executive producers, her name is Lauren Lazen. She's Italian actually. Actually, she's Jewish. Hey, is she Italian or Jewish? I think she's Italian. But she's one of the executive producers. And I worked with her on the Tupac Resurrection documentary, which if you haven't seen it, anyone who has seen it without me saying, I was one of the interns when I was in college. My name was in the credits, okay? Of course, if I say it's the best one, but those people who have seen it and didn't know, that was a part of it, have told me that was the best Tupac documentary that they ever saw. So I know the way she thinks. She's a storyteller. She's very strategic. That was one thing I really liked about her. So anyway, she's one of the executive producers on it as well. So, I watch a little reality TV just to step away from reality for a little while, right? But I'm not a big reality person. But I can dig it. But the Nelly and Ashanti show, I can dig it, especially as a married woman who's in a healthy relationship and who understands, relationships. I think I have a really good, and not just because of my relationship, I think just in general, this type of person I am, you know what I'm saying? I have great relationship with the people I have relationships with, right? And so you can tell that they have a really good relationship. And I think the best relationships are instilled and filled with friendship. I truly do. I think when you have a deep love and friend, ship and just friendly vibe, and you're with your partner, you're with your person, y'all just gonna get through every single thing. It's not gonna be no problem. It's just gonna be, I'm like, y'all just gonna, the energy is gonna be right when you have that friend. That's why I tell my son, I'm like, he's like, oh, that's my friend. I'm like, that's good. That's good, because friends are usually the ones you gonna gel the best with it, right? When it comes to your person, right? Your love, your partner. So I love that about them. I love that you can see that Nelly is a man that is a man. He said he was old school, you know what I'm saying? So that shows that he likes to control. He likes to lead, not control, but yeah, he likes to be, in a little bit of control, which I think is important, right? That's what we want men to do. We want men to lead. And when they're leading, that means they're taking control. And so it's so funny. I need to get some water, but it's so funny because I see people making comments about Ashanti is settling and she need to leave him, which is so stupid. How you gonna tell somebody to leave somebody? How miserable are you? This is why you got to be careful where you get your advice from, because people will take you down, but their road that they on, which is probably miserable. Ain't nobody that ever loved me, has ever told me I need to leave my husband. It's something that's happening between our marriage. Ain't nobody ever loved me. So that was a sidebar. We say that we want a man to lead. That's what women say. That's what we want. I know that's what I want. I think every woman wants a man that's going to take charge and lead you on the right path. And so that's the type of man I have. From day one, he told me what his plans were for us, and he led me in that path for us. I mean, every door he wanted to open, everything he wanted to achieve for us happened, and I allowed him to lead. I turned down jobs, but the sacrifices that this man has made for me, and this is the Nelly Ibati, and this is what the miserable people, my opinion, can't see. This is what the miserable people can't see. There's gonna be opposites. There's gonna be odds. You're not gonna agree all the time. You're not gonna agree all the time. Who do you agree with in your life all the time? Not one person. Not one single person do you agree with all the time. So, as friends and as a couple, you learn how to navigate. And it's a lot of compromising and sacrificing. So, you may not do this, but you do all. The list be so long. You do all this. You may not do this, but you do all. I can't even open. You do all this. Honey, you're going to sacrifice. And that's what I'm saying about miserable people, or people that have never been in a long-term healthy relationship. They don't get it. So you got to ignore who you get advice from. Do not. Follow your heart, follow your mind, follow your intuition, follow your spirit, because everybody ain't voting for you. Everybody ain't clapping and cheering for you, okay? So I loved this show. I think it's one of the best shows on TV. I hope they continue. I hope they keep it the way they have it. Yeah, LL Cool J's wife, but I hate that we call her that because her name is Simone. She has a name, but I get that's her brand. And honey, if I was LL Cool J's wife, it would say Ari Squire, LL Cool J's wife too. But anyway, I just wanted to share on that. I wanted to share on that. And this too. I'm out here and this light makes me hot. This little ring light makes me hot, and it's chemo. So good, the last thing I want to share. And then I'm going to be back with you next time with a longer episode, a little more detail. But I got to share this too about this Puff situation, this Diddy situation. Yes, in my opinion, he's not a nice person. D and D, a lot of people dirty, in my opinion, from what I've seen and heard, allegedly. Let me say allegedly. However, when I look at the whole situation and what they're trying to do, because we know he didn't deserve no RICO charge. We know he didn't deserve no sex pact charge. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doing what everybody else is doing, not to make it right, y'all. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying they was trying to put this man away forever because of his anger and his temper and his rage, or whatever the case may be, allegedly. Well, I don't know, but I do understand and feel in my spirit that there was some higher powers trying to bring him down, and not just because he's a wealthy black man, but that could be one of the bullet points. But To me, I didn't want to see it happen. Not for the rest of his life. That's just my truth. Because I feel in my heart, and I know women, trust me, I know women and men get abused. I know it's a sensitive topic. I know no one should put their hand on anybody. None of that. I've never hit my husband. He's never hit me. It's never been any kind of physical violence in our relationship. Nobody should put their hands on anybody. But I do feel that Cassie was in on that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, she contributed. She liked it. That's even what his kids said. He liked it. So I don't want to talk too much about other people's business because it's all alleged. We don't know what's going on, but it is in the public eye. And I just wanted to share my 2 cents on how I felt. I feel like, she the one that came out on top. She enjoyed her time with him. She had good time. She had bad time. But she was into that. She was into it. She was kicking it with some of them by herself. You know what I'm saying? So she was into it. And it's okay to be into that. And that alone, I ain't judging nobody. Nobody, okay? Nobody. I'm not better than nobody. I'm not judging nobody. It's not my job to judge. So I do believe that she got the best end of the stick, and I'm glad that they didn't put that man away for the rest of his life. So I just wanted to share about that. I will be back, I promise, when I have a little bit more time. I'm working on some things that I'm excited to get back to work on here and bring you guys along backstage what's happening with all these squads in the land and what's happening. So thank you guys for being a part of the journey. I really appreciate you guys. Please like and subscribe. Continue to comment, all that stuff. I love reading your comments. And hey, we're just building this thing. I'm just having fun, but continue to stay posted. Continue to stay locked in. Peace.